Welcome to Shadows of Dawn.
Hello and welcome to Shadows of Dawn. And that is right. We are back with our Time of Troubles. This episode 3 is Deaths in Snowshore. With us today is two of our adventurers who have chosen to follow up on the investigation at Snowshore Harbor. With us is Durnavir.
Hey.
And Winston Allwright. They were both with us in the investigation in checking out the warehouse in Glissondale. So, what brought these two here? Well, let's give a quick recap for the stream. So, let's see here. There was a town crier. Once again, this is about a week later. This is now early October, a couple weeks later, a week and a half. Early October, 1029 KVY. Extra, extra, read all about it. Feud put aside in Snowshore Harbor. Noble sons die during pit fighting challenge. The town crier calls out. He has a scroll of this story that reads as such, or summarized as such, I should say. The scroll contains what appears to be an eyewitness account describing an unusual challenge at the Rumble Shack in Snowshore Harbor. A man challenged Noble Scott Eisen Kessel and Lord Farley Pot to a third blood duel, which is known as drawing blood on opponent 3 rounds in a row, to see which one could defeat him first. The rumored purse was 5,000 gold for the winning family. Naturally, the pot and kettle feud called for them both to prove their superiority, and they both accepted. A man, described as a wiry man in the article, with a painted white face, defeated first Noble Scott Eisen Kessel, then Lord Farley Pot shortly thereafter. Both men fell shortly after being defeated and were surprisingly declared dead when the healers checked on them. The winner claimed no reward, but only vanished in a puff of smoke. The Pot family and the Kettle family are both outraged and swear revenge. This is all that the article has spoken of. Yes.
Bum, bum.
Actually,
Yeah, and I still say I'm waiting on GM, sir. So
yeah, you are waiting on GM. I am
Okay,
getting ready to pull you over, as both of you have traveled to Snowshore.
Snowshore.
I live here, man. What are you talking about?
This is true.
Winston lives in Snowshore.
Yep.
Is there a teleportation circle down here?
There is not.
You want to create one? I'll go and have these with you.
It doesn't cost anything. I just have
Yeah,
to
it does.
spend a year to do it.
And money.
No?
Time and money.
I just have to
okay.
cast it, right?
Cost money to cast a spell.
No, it's got a component cost.
I do not remember this.
Let's see. So, you have arrived, Snowshore Harbor. It is
Oh, the ink. Okay.
a
Yeah.
couple days on the couple days into October. You know, the towns are all revving up. Well, not super revving this time of year, as let's see, Ren 0887 says not working. I'm guessing that might be Brian. it's not working or the stream is not working. Let's check. Oh, no. Must not be working for him. The stream is working fine.
That skip, yeah.
Oh, that's Skip.
Skip, yeah.
I just listened to the stream, so it does seem to be working. Alrighty. So, or maybe it means we're not at work, but then again, it's late at night. That doesn't make sense. So, you have arrived in Snowshore Harbor. The day is, fairly decent one for October. Like I said, people are getting ready for the fall festival. There is going to be shipments. It just will not be anywhere near as big as usual, but it is being seen as a necessary due to the Yellow Death, and anyway. He said no video.
I'm seeing the vid.
I see the vid. Yeah. It's like, we're seeing the vid. It's like I pulled it up on Twitch real quick. Check your drivers. Stop watching the porn.
Yeah. Damn.
So, here you are. Arriving.
All right, so first off, I mean, I'm a wizard. So Denevere, you're a sorcerer, right?
Correct. Better in every way.
Yeah, of course. Do you know any spells that you disappear in a puff of smoke?
Particularly a puff of smoke? No.
Yeah, that seems kind of weird to me, right? I don't know of any either.
I mean, it could be he cloud and then use a spell to teleport.
Oh, that could be, yeah, just a little bit.
So it could be a multifaceted escape.
Kind of throw you off a little bit. Yeah, that could be.
Yeah. But the spell teleport itself is pretty high level.
Yeah. Well, you want to go to the pots or kettles first?
I'd say we'd see whoever checked out the bodies and see if they determined an exact cause of death.
Check with the mayor or sheriff.
See if they like poisoned or something.
That's true. That's
during
good.
the fight.
Because we're going to get varying stories from the pots and kettles. Yeah. All right. So I guess
biased.
Who's the sheriff here? Who's the
Who I am the law. Who is
I am the law.
The law. Let's see here.
Where the hell is my damn?
We go to cities and towns. We jump over to Snowshore Harbor. There is a current sheriff, Sheriff Tom Lazy Eye Waller.
That sounds like a great sheriff. Let's go talk to Lazy Eye.
I get one eye, you get the other.
Yeah, right. Which eye do I look into? I don't know. Yeah. All right. So where are?
Yeah, let's go see him. See if he can't point us in the right direction.
All right.
Well, do back and forth to get the lay of the land. So what do we buy right now? What do we buy?
So Winston, being from Snowshore Harbor, is he will know how to get to the sheriff's office. This is not much of an issue. You make it to the sheriff's office. You just theater of the mind this one a little bit. Once you arrive, there is some militia that are milling about out front. The attack was about a day and a half, 2 days ago. I'll say 2 days ago. Or at least that's when you heard the news. So you're figuring news may have been the same day or may have been from the evening before. You're unclear. So when you get there, they're milling about out front. As you approach the sheriff's office, Winston, you are familiar. They're going to ask you, what you're going to want.
No, Winston, all right. Family owns an all right ship right here in town. Wanted to talk to Sheriff Tom about the tragedy that said of the pots and kettles.
Pit fighting incident.
They kind of look at each other. Like, you're who?
Winston, all right. Well, I'm with Denevere. Look, you see this guy next to me? I'm with him too.
I'm not from here. I don't know if they know me.
And who are you?
I'm Durnevere. I own the Durnevere Clinic in Glissondale.
They're like, bugger off, Glissondale.
Told you.
Get the heck out of here.
I'm here. My family owns an all right shipwright. Member of the Merchants Guild. Wanted to see if we can't talk to.
What do you want to see the sheriff for? Did you find a body?
We're investigating the pit fight.
Investigating. They start to kind of laugh. This is probably not. They're not taking you seriously at all.
Yeah, I noticed. All right, well, good session, folks. All right, so we'll call it quits. Wrap it up.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to kind of get past them to get an audience with the sheriff. But tell you what, give me.
Do I know anywhere he goes, or
You can both give me. There is a chance, however small it may be. You can both give me a percentile roll. As the sheriff.
Hang on, I'm looking over my spells. It's too bad I'm a nuke sorcerer and I don't have any like charm spells. Percentile it is.
Yep. Looks like Winston has a 4% chance, and Durnavir has a 9% chance.
Yeah, I rolled a 20.
That's not
I
gonna.
rolled a 35.
Nope. So,
Right.
you rolled a 20. Did his roll show up for you, or?
I rolled it here on Telespire.
Oh, you rolled on Tailspire. Gotcha. All right.
Yep.
So yeah, they're gonna blow you off. Getting an audience on the be it use the audience chart off of your renown is not going to happen, at least today. That's going to be difficult to get an audience with.
So do I know anything about Sheriff Tom, where he might hang out, where he goes for dinner, or anything like that?
You only know a little bit, not a whole lot. The sheriff itself, because you haven't spent a lot of time with law or legal here and the sheriffs. Mostly you stay out of their way in Snowshore Harbor. It kind of depends on who's paying for what as to where he may be.
I mean, one easy way would be to commit a crime.
But you can always gather information to try to find out where
we can go to the scene. We can go to the pit
where people are. Yeah. There is the Rumble Shack. You know exactly where the Rumble Shack's at.
Yeah, let's go to Rumble Shack and investigate there. Yeah, that's a good call.
Okay.
Bureaucrats. Useless.
You're gonna bureaucrats. They have a thing. It's what renown's good for. All right. So you guys head off towards the Rumble
in the last
Shack.
4 years of Strixhaven, I have no renown.
Yep, that's the only thing with Strixhaven is
I'm all in Snowshore Harbor.
You earned all your
renown
and whatnot. In a different dimension. So it's like, from a renown perspective, we're kind of starting over, coming back. Alrighty, bringing up the Rumble Shack. Let's go ahead and
where's he?
Winston in here. And Winston's book.
Before we get too close, I can cast the Reyes telepathic bond as a ritual if you want it.
Sure.
It only lasts how long?
An hour. Yeah, an hour.
Okay. So, just making sure. All right. Cast Rary's telepathic bond.
Rary's, thank you.
You are both now telepathically connected. As you approach the Rumble Shack, the Rumble Shack is anything other than a shack, merely a name. It is a very elaborate pit fighting setup, very popular in Snowshore Harbor, the largest in the valley by far. A lot of the others are very underground, basement, if at all, serious. The Rumble Shack is a very serious operation. As you arrive near the front entrance of the Rumble Shack.
You're probably a better face spin than I am since you're a sorcerer. You want to talk to these folk?
I'm probably a better what?
Face man.
Why?
You got a high charisma, right?
I don't know these people.
So as you walk up, a guy standing at the door there. You see he's got a coin box. Winston, you are familiar. It is a silver piece to get in. If any of you have a lifestyle, go ahead and make your lifestyle payment for the day. Of course, if you pay wealthy or aristocratic, this would be covered under the wealthy.
I am wealthy.
So just too modest.
So make a lifestyle payment for today. 1
gold, 1 silver.
And yes, it is a silver to get in. If you're covered under wealthy, you have the silver to drop it in. Not a big deal.
Yeah,
he's like,
just dumb modest. I can't afford that shit yet.
He kind of hands you a ticket. He's like, been here before?
No, not at all. What can you recommend?
Well, there's a ticket taker on the floor. Just straight through the door. where all the fighters are assembled. If you're looking to fight, just register with him. Bouts will be called every 30 minutes, and depends on what you're looking for. Have a good one.
So I tell you what, were you here when the pots and kettles met their demise by that white-faced individual?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard the ruckus. It was, well, I mean, there was a rush of people. I had a couple of people come running out to spread the news the fight was going down. It flooded the place. Yeah, the word got out pretty fast, and within the hour, the bout was begun. You could hear the cheers from out here. I mean, I have to say that, you don't hear too many cheers going on like that unless it's Gore Iron Tusk fighting. But it wasn't Gore today. He had made that challenge. I didn't see the fight, though. But I heard the collective gasp after it was over. Yep, people come running out. Criers who started yelling the news. Both of them dead. I mean, as far as I know, they kill each other. But that's pots and kettles.
Were the people who examined the bodies, would they be here?
Hard to tell. I mean, the healers that were the first on the scene would have been here. Yeah. They got the healers monitor all the pit fights, especially for the ones with no deaths involved, which is the majority. They keep the healers on staff.
Do you know who was the healer for that day?
Yeah, there's several. I can't tell you who was working. Not my job.
Okay.
Appreciate it. All right. Well,
No,
do you
thank
have
you.
any kind of log of who battles? Any kind of records or anything like that? Can't get it.
I'm sure somebody does. I mean, it's
Sure, the
always
ticket
kind of
taker would.
interesting to know how many they wins, how many they loses.
All right. Go
If you
ahead
could
and
stop
chat
my
through it.
flying, I won't be flying right now.
Okay. I will stop your flying. Sir, you are grounded.
Also,
No,
have my
thank
wings
you.
out just because it makes me look cool. But
Yeah,
Alrighty.
those look pretty bad.
Heading into the Rumble Shack. So lower the cut line here so our people can see the insides. As you come into the Rumble Shack, it is not terribly unlike a crowded tavern. There is music, sounds, people milling about. Above your head as you walk through an underpass, you see people up there. And in fact, I believe Winston, you may catch an eye of, well, that's that famous pit fighter, Gore Irontooth, as he's standing up on the balcony above you with a dancing girl kind of, dancing around him. He seems to be enjoying himself with a beer and a lady.
He's like the Bane winner, I guess.
He is the current
favorite.
champion at the Rumble Shack. He's basically been hired full time as the champion of the premise.
No, nice. We get an audience with him eventually.
Dancing girls, kind of like hello as they come, dancing.
Hello. So
well,
looking for like
yeah,
holy
Cook
types.
over
Yeah,
there.
any kind of healers we can talk to, or
There is a guy here who is the ticket taker. You kind of walk past him really quick.
Oh, I
You
guess
see
it's
other
not-
people serving food. You see some people warming up with weapons. There is a bard up high playing on a very small platform, just kind of, playing some music, kind of keeping it going. You can see that people are working out. You do see the owner, Malik the Black, as he stands over. He seems to be talking to a couple of the fighters, pointing at them and saying a few things. But as you walk in, the one of the guys there kind of turns to you. He's like, give me your tickets, which you just got handed.
Yeah.
Yeah, give him to
He's like,
Hand it over.
welcome to the Rumble Shack. And it's like, food's on the left. If you need to place any bets, you can do it with me. I'll take all those bets. We don't have many fights scheduled today, but you never know what may happen. Enjoy yourselves.
Yeah.
Were you here when the pots and kettles met their demise?
Was I? Huh. Oh,
That's such
yeah.
a conversation
I
starter.
mean, I gotta tell you, that was one of the biggest hauls of the last, well, I'd probably say last year. I mean, we went from like looking like this to, well, I mean, it was shoulder to shoulder here till they announced where the battle was going to be taking place, and then this thing emptied out like, well, like live people at a graveyard.
Yep.
So the battle took place here, right?
Well, I mean, not in here. It was, I believe it was on Field 4.
Field 4, and where might that be?
Yeah, I mean, you go up them ramps over there, and he kind of points to the eastern side. Eastern side. He says, that'll take you out to the center stage. And once you see the big arena in back, you want to go to the arena that's over on the left of it. That'd be to the west.
So this one.
And
yeah,
do you know who the healer was that was working that day?
Well, there's several healers. Not exactly sure which one might have been working at that time, that fight. But it was a big astonishment, though, when they declared him dead.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting.
I can't talk.
No.
There's got somebody else coming in. I mean, you can ask some other people. There's plenty of the fighters were around. Some of these guys hang out for days looking for an opportunity. He's kind of waving you through because he's got more tickets. He doesn't have time to talk too long.
All right.
Okay. Good. Let's see. We got some kind of bartender over there, or the cook. But
there's some servers. You got, all sorts of different types of, fighters. There's some half orcs, dwarf. Looks like, a couple of dudes. I mean, one of them looks like a lady in armor. Another, some archers over here. Just people milling about. They seem to be talking.
I just want to have like a server, just a working class person.
Yeah.
Maybe working tables or something like that.
There's a server
cool.
running food right here.
Chat with her. Is that a her? Or I just can't tell.
It's her.
Sorry. Okay.
I'm a her.
Yeah, I'm a her. So wait for her to deliver goods and catch her on the when she's heading back. Don't want to have her.
Yeah, no, she'll stop especially if you're looking like you're going to order something. She's like, "You looking for an ale, or well, we have some bread, and we have this new thing called a bagel."
ooh,
Bagel. Ooh, I'll never take an
Fun
ale from you, but
It's
I'm
got
curious about
it's got blueberries in it.
blue. Not just a blueberry bagel too, not just a standard bagel. Nice.
Yeah.
Mm.
Of course,
I'll
we
go
have
for-
all
for
the typical
ale,
drinks here
yeah,
for the
take an
South.
ale. But I'm curious about what happened with the pots and kettles when they fought. Were you here for that?
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't get to see the fight, but I heard all about it. And
Anybody saw? Yeah.
well, I mean, I was working. I don't really get to go out and spectate. I mean, I tried to take a peek since nobody was in here. Everybody done gone to see. I mean, how often you see a noble go and fight like that? I mean, we all were kind of
two
wondering.
nobles too, right?
And I'll tell you,
Right, I mean,
if one
all
of them
together,
would have
too.
won, I mean, the bragging rights would have been, well, if you're from Snowshore Harbor, you would have known what that would have meant to one of the families.
No, yeah.
well, someone's got to claim the bragging rights.
Oh, yeah.
But the guy didn't claim it. That's the weird thing. He just
Yeah,
keeps away, right?
That's what piqued our interest when we heard about it.
Well, I did see the man, though. I mean, he came in here looking like, well, a little weird, but he didn't talk too much. He whispered a little something about wanting to get into a fight and pointed him in the right place. He picked right on Scott Ensign. Oh, yes, he did. Right on the kettles.
So he called them out then, right? So the
Well, he called Scott Ensign kettle, challenged him straight up, and then turned to Lord Farley Pot and challenged him too. Said neither the families were going to be good enough. They were all garbage. You can imagine how that went over if you're from down here.
probably not too well, right?
Oh, yeah. He told everybody he was going to show them a magic trick, how he could make two nobles disappear. Well, you can imagine.
Little
the,
joke.
the words that were exchanged after that, I wouldn't say it in, well, such polite company, seeing as you two are
Wow.
fancified. But, he
Say,
wasn't that big, though. I would expect someone like that to be bigger.
yeah.
So question. So answer this. So how can somebody talk to get an audience? Let me scroll up a little bit and rise up. And
Malik?
Yeah. How can
Or
somebody get a chance?
Thorn Tusk or whatever
Actually,
his name
both. Yeah. How can somebody get an audience with the owner, or maybe, or what was it? I can't scroll up high enough to see him.
I think he's out of line sight. Yeah, Gore Iron Tusk.
Gore.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk to Gore, you got to talk to Malik. Unless you're one of the pretty ladies, and she kind of points to the dancing girls that are turning at you, they're shaking their butts.
Yeah, no shit. Well, I'm definitely not one of the pretty ladies, but I would like to talk with Malik the Black. Is there any way to get an audience with him?
I can ask for you, but I mean, he's not going to be able to tell you too much. I mean, sure, he was watching, but he doesn't pay too much attention. If you want to know what really happened, you go talk to some of them fighters. Or go talk to some of them rich folk who sit up in the high chairs.
The high chairs, where are they?
Oh, they're next to the arena. Best seats in the house. You got to pay a little extra for them.
So those be outside and up the ramp, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
would there
you
be
work
somebody-
here.
Yeah.
Would you know where the healers are stationed?
Oh, they'll all be out next to the arenas. 'Cause something happens, they got to jump right in.
Yeah. Do they have a room for their practice, or are they always just standing?
Not really. Some of the fighters who stay here have, collective room just on the other side of that wall there. And she kind of points to the wall to your south and east. He's like,
Peculiar that there's no like
those fighters
room
don't
for
make a lot of money.
healing. To do it on the field.
Yeah. I mean, they're low-level healers. They got the magic and all. And basically stop the bleeding, spare someone from dying, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, the simple stuff.
The simple stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd do it if I could. It's not a bad wage, actually. Fighters always tip them well, especially when they're alive.
Especially when they're alive. Yeah, that
Yeah.
definitely helps. All right,
Healers
so it sounds
didn't
like
make any money that day.
All right. probably have the ire of the pots and kettles too, I'd imagine.
Oh, I mean,
yeah, I'm sure they're not
you
happy.
haven't heard. Well, you just go walk about town and ask a few people. Rumors are running all over the place. Someone say that they be getting along now.
Some kind of common enemy kind of alliance.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you straight away. Not myself. They don't let me out of here much. Can't complain though. Tips are really good, especially from the ones who be living.
Well, I guess we
Speaking
can.
of which, I would like to thank you for your time, and I will hand her a platinum, of course.
Oh, big tipper. Huh.
I'm like, damn, dude, holy
And I'll
shit.
take those bagels too while you're
Well,
at it.
I will tell you this. Like I said, I met the man. He was, not as tall as you, I don't think. How tall are you, sir?
Canonically, I believe. I have to look through my notes.
How tall are you? I don't know. I have an ID
Stand
card.
by. Let me check my
One-
sheet.
One moment.
I'm 6'3",
Oh no. If you're 6'3",
tall, skinny guy.
if you're 6'3", he'd have been 5'9", 5'11".
Oh,
Mate.
I'm 5'9". All right, so he's about my height. All right.
Yeah, roughly. Man, but he was a wiry thing. 150, 60 pounds at the most. Eyes were green. But you know what really caught everyone's attention? His hair was green too.
The hell?
Green eyes, green hair. 5'9" and 150 pounds.
150
okay,
to
I'll
160
type it.
pounds. Yeah.
We've got the Joker on our hands. All right, well,
So green hair and green eyes.
yeah, you put it in chat. That's a very peculiar look for sure.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So what
He
you
stood
notice his
out. The
ears?
moment
Was
he walked
human or
in.
an elf or
Well, rightly, it could have been a half-see, but I wouldn't have noticed. Looked mostly human to me.
Hmm.
Didn't talk to him long. Asked him if he wanted an ale. He said, no, thank you. And that was
At
it.
least it was polite. That's nice. All right, cool. All right. So you want to head outside to see what the going on
Yeah,
is
check
about
out the
outside?
arena.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
Sorry for me to go
So
off
if you continue left, keep going east to the next ramp. There you go. You can hear kind of the outside of the who'sins and whatsins. Let's see here.
I'm just gonna leave my spell book. I get it. I'm not gonna need it. So we head on out this. There you go. There it is. All right.
Yeah, and then it's this way.
All right, cool.
Let me see here.
So these the box seats over here.
There we go. So, yeah, you kind of head on to the outside. You can hear the sounds of battle, and there's some crowds over here on the left as they basically are, watching a fight go on. You can see the room there, kind of just to the north, has a door, even though there's no ceiling, and a guard stands there. You can obviously tell, it basically says VIP on the door. And you can tell that there are some, fancy folk who are be sitting on the other side of that door. As you look in the arena, you see what appear to be several orcs. Kind of, now that orcs and half orcs have kind of blended and made their way in, Snowshore Harbor, and Winston would be familiar with this, has probably seen more of the orc blood moving in, but they're laborers for the most part, although many of them fancy themselves fighters, and this is where they go. They appear to be fending off what appear to be two, either humans or elves, although one may be a tiefling, judging by the tail, as they are quickly getting surrounded by several orcs. You can see several bodies that are down, as it looks like the orcs are about to win this fight. The people are cheering. Come on! Hey, kill them! Yeah, look, the pigs are gonna win.
So probably gonna get too much audience with the fights going on. So I guess we'll wait for it to finish.
Yeah, we'll see how it ends.
Okay. Well, it doesn't end very well for the tiefling and the human, as the tiefling does not. She tries to. She goes down in a pit and accidentally deleted her. The human manages to take one down before he goes down. But he does go down. And then, quickly, the orcs kind of are starting to celebrate. As, quickly dashing out, you basically see
where the healers come from.
Yeah. Where's my little humans? There they are.
Gotta be one of these doors.
They may have been standing under the eaves where you couldn't see them. And, they quickly come out and start applying. You can give me an Arcana check, see what spell, perhaps? It will be a little more difficult due to just the perception distance.
15 for me on Arcana.
Yeah.
17.
You quickly see a Spare the Dying's kind of going off very quickly. And in some cases, you will see them do Spare the Dyings as they run around as fast as they can trying to spare. But they get to like one of the humans and they just kind of look up and shake their head no. And you get to the tiefling and they look up and once again shake their head no. But all the rest seem to have survived as the orcs are like, hey.
Oh, all right. Serious.
So people are like cheering. You see some people, start to head off, as they're like, "Hey, they're going to cash in. Look at that, 3-1. Always pick the pigs. That's what I'm talking about." And they're like, "Tieflings. Should have never been on Tieflings." They take their ticket, they rip it, and just throw it into the pit. And some of the other ones,
this gnome
this little guy's like sitting here, and this gnome's sitting kind of up here on the rail. He's like, "Yep, that's what I always say. You always pick the ones that look the bigger and the stronger. Magic, well, that's good for one, but not much for the rest."
Which one's saying that?
Magic, only good for one.
This little guy here.
You
It doesn't look like he
regular,
has a ticket. It looks like he was probably just taking it in.
Okay. So chat with him, ask him if he was here for the pot and kettle fight.
Was I here? I was right here on my corner. That's where I was. Watched the whole thing go down. I tell you what, man, those two, well, I'm not gonna say they had it coming, but they got bamboozled. Yeah.
So what transpired? I mean, it sounds like the guy called him out, right?
Well, I mean, I didn't see the whole negotiations or nothing, but I saw the fight itself. That man, that wiry, little skinny guy, he moved quickly. Word is, everyone's calling him cunning. His attacks were remarkable. But what he did? He kind of raises his finger you can tell he's a little inebriated. Of course, he's looking up at you, so he's kind of wobbling a little back because he's just a gnome. You're very tall. He's like, "Yeah, but you know what was the most remarkable thing that cunning man did? He only used a single dagger. Took them both out. And they were gone."
Are there any rules about poison blades or poison weapons for this fight?
Rules? Ain't no
So
rules. It was
so
supposed to be
poison.
a 3 blood, but their last blood was their last blood. You know what I mean? Of course you do. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. He kind of pushes you on your thigh because that's about as high as he can reach.
So we're looking at some kind of rogue, possibly even an arcane trickster.
I'm guessing. Yeah.
I mean, you want to know who said all the stuff? I mean, you go talk to them fancy folk over there. This is their pit they like to watch.
Did anyone bet a lot of money on this mystery fella?
That's a good question.
Shoot. I don't think anybody was betting on him. He was the one that put up the money, from I understand. Well, I could be wrong. I don't runs in them circles. I pay my silver, I get my drink on. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that Gore Iron Tusk, well, I might slide a little extra gold. You don't get much return on the investment. He's such a sure thing, but I ain't gonna pass up another free biscuit, if you know what I'm saying.
All right. So what's it cost to get in there with them rich folk? Do you know?
I have no idea. I'm not a VIP, whatever that is. I've never heard of a VIP.
I mean,
I've heard of men's and I've heard of women's, but I've never heard of VIPs. I thought they peed in there at first, but then they just go in and sits on the chairs.
No, VIP, I get your ankle.
All
right.
Talk to the guard over there if you want to talk to him.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting. I'll leave that to you, man. Rich folk dropping platinum and some shit.
Good afternoon, morning. I don't know what time it is.
Oh, what can I do you for?
Say, how much is it to get in with to get in those nice and comfy seats?
Oh, that's easy. and it's gonna be 2 gold pieces per person.
Only 2 gold?
What? Is it that not enough for you? All right, it can be 3 gold. I'll take my cut.
You can keep it as a tip, and I'll give him 6 for me and Winston.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but Lord, I mean, I was fooling about. But tell you what, my name's Jones, and if you needs anything, well, please, by all means, just give a rap on the door. I'll be right here for you, good sirs.
All
Thank
right,
you, Mr.
thank you
Jones.
very much, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones.
All right, he opens the door and he lets you in. So, as you kind of come in, you can see, they're not nobles. Winston, you don't really recognize them, but they're dressed. I mean, they could be merchants, any well-to-do craftsman. You know,
Right.
They're wearing fancy clothes. So
Yep.
they're talking amongst themselves, like, huh, well, you know, I would have bet on the humans, but I mean, look at the size of them. I mean, it's their second fight. They completely rolled the last ones. But the last ones were they were halflings. I mean, of course they're going to roll it. Well, they only lost 1 to the halflings, and they only lost 1 to the humans. What do you think's going to be next? Well, probably look for some half elves, as far as I know. That's not fun.
I would always bet on the blue collar workers.
Yeah.
Those guys are huge.
Looks like you're just coming in here. Looks like you missed the fight.
We saw the wrap up. It was a pretty good ending, as far as I could tell.
Well, yes, I mean, it did make all of us money, except for Luther over there. Luther's like, that was my cousin. I had to bet on him. He's like, well, at least your cousin's going to live to tell the tale. Well,
That's a good thing.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, this second loss, you think you'd learn by now. And she's like, the lady's looking.
Have your ear nagged off by your family for not betting on him.
Yeah. The lady kind of
Brings in
turns.
that
He's
win.
like, so, I mean, I don't recall seeing you around before. Who are you?
Winston Allwright from the Allwright family that has the shipwright in town.
The shipbuilder? Oh,
Yes.
oh, wow. Isn't that quaint? My father owns one of the logging companies. He sells you the wood. And she names like one of the logging companies, and you're like, oh yeah, that's where we get a lot of the wood from.
That man has excellent wood. Yes, excellent wood.
Nice. I wouldn't say that. And they're all like, oh.
All right. All right.
He's like, is there another fight going to happen? I probably need to go get a ticket. And you know, the one guy, he's like, yeah, go find out what's going on and tell us. Let us know. I'll cover your bet for the next fight. Only two gold. He's like, all right, I'll be back. And bring us an ale. Fine. Fine. I'll get the server to
Before we
bring
all
you some ale.
we're very curious about the pot and kettle fight.
Yeah, we heard of it.
Oh. Well, I mean,
Heard many a story about it.
well, I didn't see the fight. They saw it. But what I did was, I was indisposed during the fight. You give me an insight check.
Not my strong suit. We'll give it a shot.
Insight.
No, I got 9. Yeah, buddy.
Dirty 20.
So
There you go.
Winston's like, oh yeah, she went to the bathroom. And Dernavere's like, she hooked up.
Ah.
Yeah, you got
She
lucky.
also went to
Because
the bathroom.
you kind of read,
also did that.
because Dernavere looks over their shoulder and sees like the other guys, and they're all like indisposed. Their heads just kind of roll. Winston didn't really catch it. He's like, I was indisposed, but I was there when he came in. Oh yes, he spoke.
I'm sure you were.
The man was, well, I get your meaning. It's okay. Settle down. The man spoke eloquently, but wryly, almost condescending and insulting. I thought it was fairly obvious he had goaded both Scott and Farley into the contest. I didn't hear the start of it, but I caught the gist, saw the rest. Wasn't long before he was flashing, well, his big sack of gold, and well, once he announced it to the room, it was basically nothing that Scott or Farley could do. If they'd turned it down, well, Winston, you're from Snowshore Harbor. You know how that would have looked to their families.
Well, yeah, would not have gone well.
It's like, tell him about the fight, Rupert. He's like, oh, yes. Well, I mean, it was, well, anyone who's anyone knows Scott Kettle was obviously more of a combatant than Farley Pot. Bless his tubby little heart. But not much. The Pot's brute strength can make up for a lot. I haven't seen them in the pits very often, and when they do, the other person's usually got a hand tied behind the back. Figuratively, not literally. They don't want it to look bad. But neither of them, however, were even close to this man. The Painted Man, as we've come to call him.
Painted?
Oh, yes. They were both taken for fools. No. Before he walked out on the field, he painted his face completely white. Think he was mocking them.
Interesting. That's very interesting, actually. And I heard that he disappeared after the fight?
No! The other guy speaks up. I saw it, yes. I mean, a lot of people were in shock and gasping. It looked like he used some sort of magic. Not being one of those types myself, but his hand flicked at one point, and I thought I'd seen like a shimmering wall flash in the front of his body. It's not that it's outlawed, but it was quite the surprise as he fought with only the single dagger. Yes, it was when Scott Kettle would have landed a second blow back to back. Scott actually hit him once. Farley Pot never even touched him. Not even close. Yes.
Wall.
Shield probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give
it
me.
looked like this, and I cast shield.
Give me an Arcana check as well as you cast shield. You can do it at advantage.
Yeah, I got 31 on Arcana.
I rolled 2 14s. 15.
Both of them go, that's it! That's what it was! And he's like, exactly like that, yes. I mean, he was coming, Farley was coming at him, and he had turned after he'd nicked Scott. Scott looked like he was going to fall down, but he did roll and get back on his feet, and he made a lunge. It was only at the last second that the man saw him coming, and that's when I saw what looked like some kind of magic that he'd thrown. Yeah, I thought he was I was like, oh, it's gonna be 2, and sure enough, bing, it blocked it. Never saw his dagger come near it, but somehow it blocked it.
Any other tricks?
Only when he disappeared in the puff of smoke. I wasn't close to see how he done that. The only ones left on the field would have been the healers.
I wonder if prestidigitation can do smoke.
Somebody kind of throw you off. So I think he's definitely Arcane Trickster starting to sound like a fit.
Yeah, I think you can definitely do puffs of smoke with prestidigitation.
All right. So it sounds like next we need to talk to some healers.
Yeah. Where do the healers? Where are they at?
Right now, you see, they've basically cast a couple of cure wounds once they have them all stable, and let's see. So 3 of them are getting up and kind of limping out the doors. The healers basically come back out with some mops and buckets, start to kind of mop up a little bit.
So they're the healers and the cleanup crew, huh? Sweet.
You get paid, right?
Get paid.
Right, you gotta get paid.
It's all about getting paid.
Yeah.
So where do the healers where do they go between matches and stuff? Do you know?
Well, sometimes they stay right there if there's another match. Other times they can meander back into the hall. And I mean, if you want to talk to them, right there.
Yelled at, "Hey, healer!"
Hey, Hark, hear ye.
One of them kind of turns and sees you looking at him. He's like, points to himself like, me?
Yeah, can
Yes.
I have a word?
We would like to speak with you for just a moment.
And as he kind of looks back and forth, trying to figure out, like, a little weird. But yeah, he starts to meander over towards you. Let me go ahead and change my tavern sound as this arena fight is no longer going on. It's kind of the sounds of the city.
Right.
He kind of walks over and he basically he takes a ladder, kind of puts it
Oh,
up,
cool. All right, come on,
puts it up against the wall.
He just has a ladder.
Well,
Yeah.
there's ladders and equipment that, if you look down in the corners, there's
I'll make
stuff
some
that's down
room.
there, mops, buckets, and whatnot. And so he gets up about as high as he can. He's like, yes, my lord, there's something I can do for you.
Yes, we would like to just have a short conversation. If there's somewhere we can go, so you're not standing on a ladder.
Well, I have to clean up down here.
Yes, of course.
If you want to, you can help if
Where
you
can I
like.
find you?
Well, you can help if you like.
Do I get paid?
Not sure about that.
I'm kidding.
So he climbs down the ladder. He's like, he just kind of motions you to come
Sure, why
on
not?
down.
I'll climb down the ladder too.
Okay. Oh, he's mopping. He's like,
Get some.
yeah, I can talk here while I work, but
I'll do what I can to
Is it-
assist while we talk.
is there something wrong with the service?
No, it's great service.
Oh,
We just
that's good.
we
That's
heard
good.
of a very peculiar fight that happened recently with the pots and kettles and the
Oh,
mystery man.
yeah. Wish I would have seen it. Huh. Wasn't working that day. Iris was, though. He kind of turns and points to the woman over there. Hey, Iris. These gents be asking about that pot kettle fight. She's like, you see her smile. She puts her bucket down and she comes over. She's like, whoa, hello. What you want to
Greetings.
know? I'm Iris. I'm a healer.
Hello, Iris.
So I want to pop unseen servant and have it start like sweeping up and stuff while they're talking, so at least we're getting something done.
Oh, okay.
Help 'em out a
Healer
bit.
to healer, I thank you greatly for
So
your.
when you pop
your
unseen
service.
servant, they both kind of stop as the broom kind of looks, and they're both, you can tell they're probably making Arcana checks trying to figure out. He's like, "That's an unseen servant. I
Yeah, I
hadn't
just
seen
thought I'd
that.
help you out while you're talking to me.
Hadn't seen that one before. Get it?"
Nah,
But he is very much unseen. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like,
I haven't
so
seen that before either.
he actually comes back over. He's like, "So you're casters then, or you
oh,
are?"
yes.
Oh,
We're both
Yes, sir.
casters.
yeah, that's fascinating.
Wizard by trade, yes.
Wizard. Wow, you must have gone
Yes,
to that
sorcerer by
fancy
trade.
college up in Glistendale.
Something like that, yeah.
He's like,
Imagine
I
having to study your magic.
didn't have enough money, but I did pick up some things in the All-Faith Shrine. Man took me under his wings, learned how to do some of the clerical things. Yeah, pays real good. Wish the temple would be kept in better shape down here, but is what it is. Rumble Shack pays well. Yes, it does. It's actually best move of my career. Anyway,
Nice.
so you wanted to hear about the fight? It was
Yeah, so what did you witness? Yeah, what did you see?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they both came in here. Wiry Man went up on the bridge. The Lord Polyfot started there, and Scott Ensign Kettle started thither. And she kind of points to the stairs at the back. They both figured they'd flank him. That didn't work too well. He leaped right off the top of the bridge, right down over here. And she kind of moves over in this direction. He's like, right here he landed. And, oh yeah, well, they was very upset. Scott Henson tried to jump off too. I darn near thought he was going to break his leg. It fell. Lord Follypot thought better of it. Neither did he. He just came back down the way he went up. Took him a moment, though. Wow,
Athletic
Scott.
individual, all right?
Yeah.
Acrobatics, all right? Yeah.
Well, Scott tried to fight. I thought the man was toying with him. Everybody else thought that, well, nobody thought he was going to be taken serious. Now, part of our jobs is to basically, well, check the crowd. Just wait for one of them to fall. Didn't quite get a glimpse of all the ins and outs of it, though. But when Scott Ensign fell down, well, I began to move. Orders were, as soon as one fell down, to come and spare the dying, just in case. Give him, well, actually, I was slipped an extra gold piece if I could have given him a healing spell to pick him back up, make it like he didn't go down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So who gave you the gold piece?
Oh, his father.
Oh, did it?
They didn't want them to lose. Oh yeah, both fathers. We had one for each, just in case. But there was no spare the dying that was going to save him. It was too much. The third wound. The third wound was most egregious. The two very superficial. And the third one was, unlike anything I'd ever seen done with a knife. At least from examining the body. There was no bringing him back, no sparing the dying on that one. I had to shake my head and tell him it was no good. But what was most interesting now, Lord Father came back around. It was only a whip, 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 and he was gone. Down too. And the man, when he felled Lord Farley, he only spoke a quick word. For those who hop. I don't know what it means.
Oh.
What did he say?
For those who hop.
For those who harp.
I mean, perhaps he means picking on him.
Harper.
Perhaps he means picking on him. I don't know. But he then looked like he dropped something out of his pockets. A little quick flash, a puff of smoke. I didn't really see what happens in the smoke, but when the smoke done cleared, only 6 seconds, he was gone. Never saw him again.
Yeah, so I think you're right. Yeah, it looks like it sounded like he dropped something out of his pocket to give the smoke.
It could have been an item.
Describe the wound. So you said the first two wounds
wound
was a slash.
He was felled right here in this little patch of dirt and stone. I mean, next to this little altar here. That's where everything took place, right here where we were standing.
Describe the wound. You said it was unlike anything you'd seen with a dagger.
I mean, she's like, a dagger only be about that long. She kind of holds her fingers, maybe, 4 or 5 inches apart. He's like, the wound almost run him completely through. All the twist and turn is within the wound. It was,
wow.
It was vicious. More than what most men would do with a knife.
So how could he get sneak attack damage if it was just
It could have been a swashbuckler.
yeah,
Or
good
if he
call.
just got advantage in any way. I mean,
Can assassin give himself sneak attack?
assassin, yeah, can.
Yeah.
But if they get advantage in any way, even any rogue can get a sneak attack.
It's so
No.
it was just a grievous wound, just a good cut, right? No poison or anything like that you might have noticed or anything like that.
I didn't see anything else dripping from the wounds, and just the blood.
Right.
I mean, parts of the guts. He's right where you were standing, sir. He points to Winston. He's like, and Scott was,
This is Mr.
was
Potts.
right here.
This is Mr. Potts that fell here, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And did Mr. Kettle have the same type of wound on him?
Oh, well, I mean,
It
it was a little different, but Kettle took one all through the gut. Scott's nicks, man, there was one nick across his arm, another across his belly, and the third one was in the throat. Almost cut him clear through. I mean, from my angle, I couldn't see that it came through. I thought he just had nicked him. But there was a big spray of blood. Went all the way over there. And she kind of points probably 15 feet that, it squirted.
Wow.
She's like, I came running. And, yeah. That's when I was standing over here. And she's a little enthusiastic about it as like this was an event. She's like, I was standing over here. And, well, you just walked past where the little white man was standing, and that's when he said what he said. He threw the thing down, and poof, he was gone.
Disappeared.
Can
So who-
I history check on the phrase or Harpers?
the
Do I know
harp.
anything about Harpers?
Negative. I do not believe you do. It would have come up in role playing previously if you did.
Yeah. So who financed the fight? I heard he financed it himself.
Yeah, that's the word.
Hmm.
So how does one go about that? They just put the purse, I guess, with the owner.
Well, the ticket taker collects the purse.
All right. So he would have talked to the ticket taker then. All right. Interesting. Yeah. So definitely I mean, you and I chat. I mean, I don't know if our bond's still up or not, but yeah, definitely a rogue of some sort, and probably an assassin or something that give himself advantage because he definitely did some damage with that dagger.
Yeah, but multiple times.
Right.
An assassin would only get it
On the first hit,
once
right?
per turn. and
Winston,
if
give me an
before they go.
Winston, give me an insight check.
Yeah, not my strong suit, but we'll give it a shot. All right.
And they cast shield, so I'm really leaning towards Arcane Trickster.
Yeah, I know, right?
It could dual class, but I don't think you can dual subclass.
No. Well, I know. I guess I don't know. All right. Well, I appreciate your what's her name again? Human spellcaster. I appreciate your time.
Not a
You've been
problem.
most helpful.
I think it was it started with an I.
Iris.
You've been most helpful.
Iris.
Yeah, Iris.
Thank you, Iris.
Yeah. Anything else you can think of that you might have missed, or?
I mean, is there any way that we could talk to the owner? I'm sure he would have some thoughts.
You'd have to talk to the ticket taker to see if you could talk to the owner. But I can tell you, he wasn't really watching. I mean, Malik runs it and all. I mean, sure, he was out here. I could see him in the box, but he wasn't paying no attention. There was too many other nobles up there that paid good coin to be on the front row.
Yeah.
Especially those right there. He kind of points to the ones that are up there. They're here all the time. Even though
Well,
they're
then
not
either we have to
even though they're not nobles, but you know what I mean. The wealthy,
Right.
the wealthy folk.
Well, I
we'd have to
appreciate
either
your
talk
time.
to the ticket taker or research that phrase.
Yeah, I think the phrase.
Yes,
has
thank you for your
something to do
time,
with it,
and I greatly appreciate this line of work that you've chosen. And I'll hand her, you guessed it, a platinum piece.
Woo.
Man,
All right,
sure,
Dernovere,
like-
give me an
yeah,
insight
quick.
check real quick.
Insight.
Yeah, I blew the fuck out of mine.
Boom. 23.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, sir.
So, Dernovere,
Somebody
you're
said-
like, you look as you're kind of looking around. You're like, while it does look like it's stone tile, it's like sandstone and dirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible there could be in the exact spot, maybe a clue.
Oh, all right. I got +5 on investigation. What you got?
Probably not that. Yeah, +1. So
You want to assist?
yeah, I'll assist you.
You want to point it out to
Don't
me?
mind
I
us.
didn't see shit. So where are you seeing this? Where do you think there might be something? Where right here? All right,
think
Well,
it
he
was-
said he died. The man stood right here where he disappeared. That's where he disappeared.
14.
Final answer?
You got inspiration.
I do. Does it carry
Come on.
over? I mean, I had to still have it checked.
Are
But
you
that's
are
just
you
a one
human?
reroll.
Have you slept?
I am human. Thank you. Yeah, that's right. But I don't roll with advantage, right? It's just a straight roll after that, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's try something higher than a 9. Come on, hey, there we go. 17 now.
There we go. As you kind of your passive perception kind of caught it earlier, but you didn't really think anything of it. As the little podium here is only just about an inch off the ground, off of some stone risers. As you kind of get down and just
Is there a pit underneath us,
Out of-
like a coliseum?
no, out of curiosity, you just kind of run your hand across underneath, and it touches something. In fact, a small metal object. As you kind
Is
of
it a harp?
pull it out from underneath it. It is a small silver heart pin.
Oh shit!
Like,
We got a new
like
cult
that
in
of a cloak
town.
pin.
Yeah, try to sneak that into your pocket.
So give me another insight check.
Both of us?
Yeah, both of you. Each one can give me another.
Please say both of us. All right, good. I got a 14 that time. All
Yeah,
right.
that one wasn't as good. 12.
Okay, not a problem.
Uh,
I just need those
Winston got
numbers.
14.
And all right. And so yeah, you
Yeah.
kind of pull it back out. And
Yeah, I'll try
they've
to-
both gone back to mopping and cleaning.
All right, cool.
Alright.
All right, yeah. So I'll slip that in my pocket. I'll, with Psychic Link, I'll say, hey, I found something. We can look at it once we get out of here.
All right.
Let's go back and talk to these
We
wannabe
got a few
nobles over
clues.
here.
Yeah. I'll fly up because why not?
What?
Just a flex little.
Look at
So why
that!
not?
Are you one of those? And she's like looking for the words. The other one's like, Asama.
Yes, I am actually.
Well, I don't see your fluttery selves down here. It's like, I've seen one in Solomir before. Never down here in Snowshore Harbor. I mean,
Huh.
tell me. I mean, do those things start as like, little bitty wings and then they just get bigger?
Actually, these wings that I sport currently are part of the magic that I cast. Now these wings came as a birthright, and I'll use my celestial revelation and sprout 2 more
Oh.
celestial wings.
Ooh,
Woman's clapping. She's like, and
do
Durnabeer,
it again, do it again, do it again.
give me an insight check.
Okay.
Oh shit! You want to take it to the bathroom?
22.
She's like, well, I believe I have to go indisposed. As she runs her hand kind of across your back. And the bathroom near the entrance, just on the left. And she kind of looks back.
I'll be right back, Winston.
Okay, just saying that. That woman's had a few things inserted into her already. Just all right. Just okay. Have fun.
I got greater restoration.
I
STDs
got
are no
great
problem.
awareness in case something falls off. All right, cool. All right, be sure to cast that on yourself there. All right.
Yep. I'll meet you outside.
All right, cool. All right, just ask these guys one last time. So we talked to the folks down in the field. Looks like the guy did a pretty massive hit on this third hit for each of the pot and kettles. Did y'all see anything
I mean,
out of the ordinary?
I could see the blood trail when it was done. It shot
Right.
what? At least 30 feet. From when you were down there, it's probably like 15, but
Right.
he's all like, they're exaggerating. It's like, yeah, I mean, as much blood as was in Lord Farley Pot, it was, well, there wasn't much else to do.
Cool. Well, appreciate your time. Thank you very much. You've been great help. Yeah, we'll head down as well.
She looks back as you're following her. She,
Oh, yeah, give
she,
plenty
she
of
goes up these stairs, actually. She's like,
I look
Don't be a
nonchalant.
cock block or anything.
I don't think Durnabeer has ever gotten laid.
Tell you, I hope you got some good spell powers, man. I'm just saying. I'll go this way.
I got all kinds of spells.
hope you get staying power.
I can have 2 more wings if you want.
So she just takes you right there to the corner and pretty much lets you do anything you want. The guard above just kind of looks down and turns his back.
Rolls his eyes like, again? Really? What the
Yep.
hell?
All right. So,
So want to make a performance check?
yeah, go for it. Make a performance check.
Well, she's not a blue dragon, so I don't get advantage, but I get a 27.
Oh,
Rocked her world, man.
there is, yeah. After about 5 minutes, there is a scream from the balcony. She's like, ooh. She's like,
I'm like, on
it'll
my
be
second
okay.
ale, and you're like, what the hell, man?
All right. So, Winston, what are you doing?
I'm gonna see if I'm probably gonna fail miserably, but tell you what, let me cast kind of in the corner. Enhanced ability, charisma on myself,
Kidok.
and see if I can get. I'm trying to get Gore Iron Tusk attention if I can speak with him. well, I need to talk to that. Let me talk to the ticket taker. We'll talk to they talk to the ticket taker first. So, is there any way I can get an audience with Malik the Black?
Give me a persuasion check or intimidation, your choice.
No, I'll go with persuasion. I like persuasion. Persuasion's good. Got that one out the ass. Oh shit, 19.
19. You're like, sorry, Malik's not taking any today.
All right, fair enough. I think we got
Peaceful.
everything we need anyway. This lady here that's dancing,
Yeah.
rather provocatively. Ask her if she might be able to get Malik's attention and give her a gold piece.
It's like, get Malik's attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always have his attention.
See if you can't work your magic and maybe get a word. Maybe see if you can't get me up there to get a word with him.
Oh, I can't do that. You'd have to talk to him. She points to the ticket taker.
Oh yeah, he already blew me off.
You kind of like
Right,
get the idea. I mean, from the inside, you're like, Malik probably didn't see very much. Doesn't know very much. Was not as attuned to it. I mean, he was just happy the coin was rolling in. But there are other guards down, people that are in here though.
I'm gonna talk to the fighters over here while I'm waiting on them. Yeah, see if they were here, if they saw anything.
They're sitting there. They're like, "Oh, you looking for a fight? You want to fight?"
Oh no, I would not. I would fail in comparison to you guys. I am not the fighter type. But I'm curious about the pots and kettles, though. About that fight.
Oh, yeah, that fight. It's like, I saw it. And the other one's like, yeah, I missed it. I wish I would have seen it. He's like, you wouldn't see much. Except you see little Polly Pot fall on his big fat ass and get his belly cut open. And it's like, yeah. Scott at least put up some kind of an effort. Wasn't much, though. They kind of give you a somewhat similar rundown. You get the idea they didn't have the best viewpoint.
But did y'all talk to the white-faced man before or after the fight?
Oh, no. He was, he was in here. He didn't have his face all covered with paint. He didn't do that until he was out there. Oh, yeah. In his, he was quiet. Didn't even think he was a fighter. He looked like a peasant. Thought he just paid his silver to drink the beer.
Was he a human?
Yeah, from the looks of it. You all smell the same. Hey, man, that's not funny. You smell the same. He's like, oh, you want that fight? Oh, you want that? Yeah, I want that fight. Well, all right, fine. We're going to do it. What do you want? They start negotiating. You kind of lost them. But the third guy's like, guys, y'all stink. He'll come in. The last guy will come and talk to you while the other ones seem to be negotiating a fight.
I offer to buy him an ale, yeah, for any kind of additional information he might have.
You kind of run through most of the stuff you did. He's like,
same.
Sounds like you've heard the whole story.
Yeah.
Except the only thing I found curious though is he didn't come back in collect any winnings.
Yeah, no, that is weird, right?
No, as far as I know, he just left the person left. Ticket taker would be able to tell you if he collected. He won't tell you much after that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate it. I'll get one of the waitresses to send the ale over to you.
All right. So, basically, he will order he's going to order a comfortable ale. So 8 silver. Or I'm sorry, 5 silver.
Some bitch, man. All right.
I come in fixing my clothes.
Yeah, you kind of tucking everything back in.
Durnavir comes in.
Back on.
Durnavir, give me a percentile roll.
I hope you cast Lesser Restoration on that thing. I'm just saying.
I cast everything on it.
I cast everything on it. I can enlarge growth,
7.
everything. Yeah.
7. All right.
Oh shit.
All right.
All right.
I'm in with all the confidence in the world. And
Yeah.
You,
it's not always what you cast on yourself that matters.
Yeah, you sir get to meet syphilis today. I hope you enjoy it. All right.
Well, I didn't have enlarge or reduce, but
Yeah, I think so. You didn't have enlarge or reduce. Cast that on it. All right, so Sir Ticket Taker, again, curious about the pot and kettle fight. I hear, and I'm sorry, man, I'll buy you an ale or something.
would be most grateful. And I spin a platinum on my finger.
Oh,
Okay,
you now have it. You
much
now
with
have his
the-
attention.
There we go. Money walks. So I heard the guy put up his own purse, but then didn't collect it, right?
Oh yeah. Policy though, you don't collect it within 24 hours. Oh. Uh-oh.
There you are.
I dropped out.
Yeah, you popped out and came back in, yeah.
Let me.
You're back now.
Yeah. I just have to.
Oh, the video's down though.
Yeah, I just got to reset the stream.
Okay, all right, cool.
Get that back up. Sorry, folks. Technicals. But that was probably the quickest pop out and pop back that ever did happen.
Yeah, that was the quickest.
We got to turn my camera back on real quick.
Back now.
And there we go. All right, so he says policy though, 48 hours go by, you don't collect the front end wager, stays with the house. Man never came back. That's all I can tell you. Everybody else who did, it was only, few winners. Pot was so slanted the other direction. Them odds were going 10-1
Against him, right?
Yeah. I think we only had a few that won. No, just some of the regulars. And it was all luck, though. I mean, some of them, truth be told, bet both sides of the table. That would have been the smart thing. If I'd have been allowed to bet, that's what I'd have done.
So the house made quite a bit of money off that bout then, huh?
Only because he left it.
Okay. Interesting. All right, you got anything else you want to ask? I think I'm tapped.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get very far with Malik. I think we got enough clues to look at.
Yeah, I think so as well.
He says, interesting now. I will tell you this. This is as you are getting ready to leave. Pots and kettles, they didn't leave arguing.
There it is, and I'll flick him the platinum that I was.
He catches it.
Promising.
He's like, you'd have to talk to them about what they's up to, but I seen the article. Revenge, they says. Well, I wouldn't want to be on the other side of that.
Yeah, you want to try and get an audience with a pot or kettle? I don't think we're going to make that, but we can give it a shot.
Yeah.
Folly Pot's easy to find these days. He's down at the Rusty Anchor. Spends most of his time there.
All right, let's hit Rusty Acre. You never know.
Yeah,
it's a fun place. Been there a few times.
I've never been there.
All right, you gonna warp us over there, AJ? Or
all right. So you guys head back out.
Oh, and I'll bring out this Harper pen as we're walking and kind of show it to him. See, is there anything written on this thing? Anything we can see from it?
It is a silver pen. It's like a cloak pen. So just it's not a tiny pen. Maybe the size of the O and the OK symbol.
I could bring it to my archive or library and have him check it out at some point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that is something that you could do with a research facility. So you guys head back out to the town. All right? Yeah, I will get you a little. Change our ambient up. Let me do a little map. Switcherooski. And you guys are headed. And because you are from the town, you know where the Rusty Anchor is. It's kind of a good thing Winston came along. It's like, hey, you don't have to do any. You don't have to do the roles for gather information to find out. It's like who is. If you have a local.
My hometown, man. I gotta look into shit happening in my hometown.
Lost my town sounds. There we go. And yanking you over to the board. Alrighty.
Sweet.
Rusty Anchor, just up those wooden steps there to your west. Rusty Anchor is one of the largest bars. It's also For the most part, considered neutral territory due to its proximity to the shore.
I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom.
All right.
The actual bathroom.
I'll wait for him.
The tavern itself is, let's see here. We need seedy and busy. There we go.
So we got a soldier here.
It's just
Would I
militia.
know where-
They just stand
Would
there.
I know where? Yeah, would I know where he might hang out inside the bar? Have I?
Not really.
Right.
I mean, to you, that's a little unusual, but he said these days, so.
Yeah,
But the bar itself is known to be kind of neutral territory, which is interesting. Because on the sides of the town that they're usually on is where they'll hang. But he's staying in neutral territory for now.
Oh, I see the pots over there. Right. There's a kettle there too. Interesting. All right.
All right.
Let's see. I'm just gonna wait for him.
Okay. I think he is on his way back.
All right. So
I
I imagine the telepathic bomb will probably be down, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm just gonna
All
pop
right.
another one of those without
Okay.
just a dull pop.
Another Rary's telepathic bond is in place.
That's we got that going. All right. Well, I think I recognize the pots and kettles over here.
Well, pots. That's
Actually-
for sure.
I see a Adrian kettle there as well.
I'm looking.
Oh.
Just gonna walk up and stand about 10 feet away and ask if
Those are
ask if we
gnome
can
friend.
blend them.
Oh. Yeah. He's not supposed to be there. So. Bye, Adrian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walk up and stand a respectful distance away and ask if we can join him for a minute.
One of them looks around. Who be asking? A little halfling with a big pipe, missing most of his teeth.
Winston, all right. My family runs a shipwright here in town.
All right. You mean the big boat builders down on the shoreline?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, my lord, Baron, the shipbuilders come asking. All right, it's the shipping company. You see Baron Dudley Pot, who is quite a burly man, actually. As he kind of, sipping on some ales, he brushes some of the foam away from his mouth and just motions you to come over. He says, keep your weapons at your swords.
Oh, understandable.
Weapons.
You recognize...
My mind is my weapon. Yeah.
I am my
yeah,
weapon.
so Lady Emian is one of his daughters, and she's known to be quite a swarthy lass, kind of more of a very seagoing type of person. She has she's
She has ample tracts of land, I see.
Voluptuous
she is
person.
she's actually quite attractive, but you also know she is
Interested in being indisposed.
she's a tough person and has that reputation. So she kind of like has a knife and she twiddles it and just kind of like sticks it in the table. Typical pirate. You don't be bringing
Right,
any
right.
mess.
Play much
Yeah, I
five
get
finger
you.
fillet, huh?
I'll
The Baron kind of wipes his mouth. Which one of you is all right, kid? Because I know you're
that
not
would-
the senior.
that would be myself.
Senior.
Well met, sir. My condolences for your loss, first of all.
Senior?
No,
He's
my
talking
dad
about
was
his
a
father.
Oh, I thought he was calling me a senior. I was like, what?
No.
I'm only
Yes, sir, my
35.
senior behind me. Yes, yeah. No, our condolences. We're actually here to ask you some questions about that. To be honest with you, we're curious. We're curious who the man might have been that.
We hunt the perpetrator.
Yeah, the
Really?
white-faced individual.
Yeah. He kind of turns, looks around. You hear that, eyeball? They said they hunt the perpetrators. they all kind of like Eyeballs this one-eyed dwarf at the very far end of the table. He's kind of
Nice.
Winston knows him as an adopted son, not by blood or anything, but he's literally been taken into the Pot family as kind of an adopted son. He also has the reputation of a complete hard ass. Yeah, like not the best. I'm sorry, not Eyeball. My bad. Got my names mixed up here.
Devin.
Yes, I think it is.
I like the eyeball, man. I want to sit down.
Oh no! It's Lucas. And his name's not on it. Darn it! All right, let me get Lucas.
The big guy.
Yeah, the big guy.
The big
He
guy.
is. He's a lord. Lord
He looks
Lucas.
kind of orcish.
Well, I do the best with what I have.
Lord Orcish.
Okay, cool. Lord Orcish.
He's got an 8 charisma. He works with what he has.
I got 10. We're not too far. We're like brothers from another mother. All right, cool.
He's like, he may be half orc. It's actually
I roll
quite
my
possible
eyes.
in the Pot family. I mean, the Baron has been known to get it around. Let me get rid of. I think I had the kettles in here at one point. Get rid of Eyeball. He's like, hear that, Lucas? Lucas is like, they can get in line. He's like,
I keep the most serious face as they laugh at us.
He kind of simmers him down. He's like, no, let's see what they have to say. It's a new sheriff in town. Sheriffs. So, you said you're hunting him. What for? I know we got our reasons, but why you?
Well, I mean, I definitely live here as well, and don't like any kind of strife that's happening inside the town. And there's obviously some other things afoot across the valley, and just kind
Sounds like a threat to the public, and I don't like that idea.
Yeah, just kind of curious if it might have similarities with other things happening throughout the valley. And
you hear that, fellas? Threats to the public. Well, can't have that now, can we? Being upstanding family that we are, which gets a chuckle from the whole table. He's kind of simmers down.
I'll relay
Last thing
everything
you'd want
we
is for
found
them to come
minus.
after any more pots or kettles.
I'll relay everything that we found out minus the pen.
You can say you tell them about the for those who harp.
Yeah, I'll mention that too. Yeah.
Okay.
And his whole, well, I'm sure they know about his old getup.
Yeah. Does that sound familiar to you? For those who harp, does that?
You
sound
can
familiar?
kind of tell that there's a piece of information in there. You're not sure which one that they may not have known, as they're kind of laughs like yeah you mentioned, and then for those who harp, they all kind of like
that's new, right?
Yeah, like that's new. So you got my attention. What's it you come to me for?
Relevance.
Yeah, I'm sure that you and the Kettles are organizing some kind of party to find him. I'm curious if have y'all turned up anything that might aid in his capture, or probably not even capture, just come up, I guess.
Well, we heard that you two left without a fight,
Easy.
and that was peculiar to me.
Give me an insight check.
Both of us?
Yeah, both of you.
24.
Like, easy, man. Let's not rile these people up. I got 16, so yeah, I got better than me.
You notice, as when you asked if they'd turned up anything, that Lady Emian glances quickly to what appears to be a sack that's on the ground between her and her father, as if something has been found and is in that sack. As she looks back at him, looks back at you. He looks at her, and you kind of get that insight. Actually, both of you.
I look at the sack.
Both of you pick that up.
Just kind of cock an eyebrow and look back at him.
Look down at it. Look up at her. Look up at him.
He says, "Do you know what that means for those who hop?"
No, sir, I don't.
Not currently, but I could have my
I mean, you get on that
people
right
investigate
away. She's like, "Yes, father." He's like, "I don't either. But we have our suspicions." Yeah, rightly. It was a locker that went unchecked. If it wasn't for my son, Lucas here, would have stayed in that locker, would have stayed in that locker. Give me the bag, daughter. She kind of picks it up. She kind of dumps it out on the table. What falls out before you is what looks to be a cloak. The cloak is kind of dark green, like a foresty green. It looks to be a little gold trim, and there is an insignia on the trim. Got the word when he went putting on his makeup, and they all and he kind of scowls at him, and he's like, "That's not funny," and he's like, like one of the guys is like, "Oh yeah, no." When he went put on his makeup, this is the only thing he left behind in his locker. Didn't come back to claim it, but it lets us know who we think is behind it. So you guys can give me a history check, or you can give me a history check first, just kind of looking at the cloak.
24 on history.
Winston's like, well, the cloak. Let's see. The cloak left behind bears the symbol of the Longleaf family.
Oh.
And both of you give me a quick insight check.
Natural 20. 26.
Okay, I got a 13, not my strong suit.
You can, Derdeveer, you quickly determine, and actually 13 is still a success. This insight check was not very hard. You both quickly deduce they strongly suspect the Longleaf family is behind it.
Yeah, so I say, well, it bears the Longleaf symbol on the cloak, but the
All right.
cloaks can be easily
It's a good eye.
picked up,
Could have left it
cloaks can
behind
be
as a
easily picked
frame.
up and dropped for trying to pass the blame to somebody else as well, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, true. But height, weight, eye color, anyone you might know. Of course,
5'9" to 5'11", green hair,
it
green eyes.
doesn't take too long because Lord Lucas seems like he's very anxious to contribute to the conversation. Lord Butler William Longleaf matches him almost to a T. Right, and they're all like, yeah. You can see them all around the table shaking their head. He's like, we'll have our revenge. We know who done it.
Would I know if the Potts and Longleafs have a feud?
You can give me
now.
a history check.
Natural 20 for 29.
The Potts and the Kettles have a feud, even though
Yeah, I knew that.
yeah, you've never heard of a direct conflict between the families, but there is no great love lost between Glissondale and Snowshore Harbor. You have the right side of the road and the bad side of the road.
Right.
So yeah, it's basically did they have a direct reason? None that you can think of in history. I mean, sure, a deal may have been busted or something may have gone wrong here or there, but there's nothing that stands out to you. You're like, it's not like it's been this, long-standing feud. He's like, well, that's all I can tell you. You can deal with it as you wish. But
I appreciate that.
if I catch you leaking it, it won't be too hard for you to find where your father works.
Loose lip sink ships. Yeah, no
That's
problem.
right. They do.
Can't have that in your business.
He's like, well then, be gone. And I appreciate the little piece of information. It won't go unnoticed.
Appreciate you too, sir. Thank you much. Thank you for your time,
course.
and good luck in your hunt.
All right. And so,
And I will roll across the table a platinum piece.
all right. So Lady Emian kind of grabs it before the little halfling gets his hand on it. She says, "You're too slow." So Winston, give me an insight check with advantage. Durnavir, you can give me an insight check.
Advantage. Come on, give me a good roll here.
19.
Double 16 for 17.
All right. So Winston, you know what he means by in his last comment is that there may be a little extra business coming the All Right's way for that piece of information. It's kind of how the pots and kettles will reward things. Durnavir, you kind of pick up on the fact that somehow or another, you're not sure, but you got on their good side.
Well, if you ever need any better medical attention, then
yeah.
even though I am in Glissando.
Okay, so it all went away.
And there it went.
And just like that, they all turn and.
I can set up shop in here. I don't
Right.
have a local, make it a franchise.
So I definitely will give you the Harper pen. Yeah, you look it up.
Yeah, I'll have my people check it out.
Do you have sending?
I don't have sending.
Do I have sending? I guess we can do couriers. Yeah, if you find out anything, just let me know, man. I appreciate it.
What do you want to send to?
Well, no, I don't have. Trying to see if I have sending. I don't think I do. I'm getting my characters all. I do have sending. Oh shit! Look at there. Yeah, I do have memorized. Yeah, so if I can do a sending to you periodically, kind of touch base, see if you've picked up anything. You cool with that? All right, sweet. Man, I don't know what. Unless you want to go talk to the kettles.
You can also do gathering information within the town as well.
We can try.
Well, they seem to think they know who it is, and it's the butler of the Longleaves.
Said Butler Long. Is that it's a Butler Leaf? Is that
his name or is that a title?
Heard, right?
Well, he basically said. Let's see. Did I not put that one in there?
Information.
Here we go. I don't think I did. Here we go. Got it.
Yeah, Butler William Longleaf, human, age 23. All right.
Yep.
That's actually his name. All right. All right.
Yeah.
The notes.
Where to? The kettles probably are in their keep, and the gathering information can be done basically on the streets.
Yeah, I just go and gather. I don't think we're going to see. I don't think we're going to be able to get in to see the cattle or the kettles. Yeah. Just going to do a few gather information, see if anybody maybe saw the guy walking around town, describe, green hair, green eyed dude, before the fight, anything.
Just gathering any information about the event. So, let's see, your lifestyle payment for the day will adjust. So, what was?
I just did modest. So,
It was wealthy.
You were wealthy, so you have a +2 on your gather information checks. And as I look at renown and audience, I will look at Snowshore Harbor. Let's see here. Nope, none of you guys have any bonuses in Snowshore Harbor.
And gather's just charisma, right?
Hang on a second.
Nope.
Yeah, it's based off of charisma. Durnavir, no, not high enough yet. So
no proficiency mod for that, right?
Correct. So yeah, you both can give me a gather information check.
So with Snowshore being my hometown, I don't have any base to start with.
Not unless you have renown.
Right.
Or lifestyle.
Remind me how the gather is that a charisma check?
It is a charisma check. Yes, it is based off your charisma attribute, and Durnavir will be adding 2 since he chose wealthy for the day.
Oh, you got 14.
I didn't roll very good. 12.
Well, those final answers.
So +2 would be a 14, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's better. 25.
Oh, wow.
All right, cool.
All righty. So you do gather information.
The Figma page doesn't want to work on my default browser.
Ruh-roh raggy.
It used to. I don't know why it doesn't anymore.
Update your browser. see, town. Let's go out to town.
It is updated.
Actually, there's a new ability of it to actually push to a website. So I'm probably going to start looking into that, where it won't have to be a Figma page anymore. It would actually be a website.
That's cool.
So they just came out with it for Figma. Got to get into there. Okay. Several pieces of information that you pick up as you meander through town. The first, people are oddly united and outraged. All signs and rumors point to Glissondale behind the attacks. The second piece, there are talks that are being whispers and rumors of a shipment embargoes taking place on supplies shipped from overseas to Glissondale. Right now, they're only rumors, but people are unsettled. And the last one, this event has had the unusual ability to unite people on both sides of the pot and kettle families.
Yeah, it's got a pot and kettle united. Yeah, no kidding.
So I'll place.
All right. So, do I know anything about the embargoes going on?
No, these what you're hearing is rumors.
Okay.
This is all kind of whispers and hearsays that you're getting as you talk to people.
I mean, can I justify or dispense on the rumor about the embargoes? Would I've heard anything about that?
No, you probably not. I mean, this is new to you. You're just now learning this.
All right, cool.
There's no merchant write up. This would be actually new information to the Merchants Guild.
Yeah, so let's go hit up the Merchants Guild.
If there's it would be. I mean, they're not going to be able to tell you anything if this is new to them. That you would be telling them.
I'll pass it along. Here's what I'm hearing, man. Just go hit my contact. Wow. So I don't know what else we can pull together, man. I think we did a pretty good job here in pulling all this crap together.
Yeah.
I guess we can investigate that pen. Maybe I'll come back with something.
Let me look up
and
my.
the phrase.
So nothing else?
I can't think of anything else. So the pots don't hang out in the bar. They're not like the kettles, I guess.
Kettles usually, you haven't asked where the kettles are hanging out. Yeah.
Well, let's ask a guard. Yeah, see if anybody knows where the kettles might be hanging out.
Give me both of you once again. Give me gather information checks.
Oh shit!
All right.
And once again, you have a plus.
I got 10. Yes.
I got a dirty 20.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Kettles. They're in their keep. They've been there since, and there's been some interesting activity from the word on the street. Things going on at the keep. In fact, Bob Kettle hasn't. He's been in his keep, doing whatever it is. He's come down to the Rusty Anchor once or twice with a contingent, and they met with the Potts, and they go back to their keep. So he's probably at his keep.
No, let's try and get an audience. What the hell? All they do is tell us no, and we'll be done.
All right. So, the kettles. Let's see. They are. Kettle Family Manor is
7 days.
Is actually on the map.
Yeah.
And I will put a big globe.
But tell them the Pots were nice enough to meet with us. Wonder if you might be as well.
Y'all see the globe?
Yep. I'm going to
You can teleport if you wish.
teleport there.
Yeah. Yeah, hang on. I'll get back inside. I gotta separate my character. It's over here, right? Shabam. Oh, I teleported my damn book. Damn it.
That's one. You sent the book.
Hi, book.
He forgot to walk.
The book appeared next. All right, there we go.
There you go.
Spell book.
All right. As you approach, you see some of the guards. Ho there! Who comes a calling?
Winston, all right. From here in town. Curious if we can meet with the Kettles. We were able to talk with the Pots about the tragedy that occurred. Wonder if they might give us some of their time as well.
He kind of looks you up and down. What you want to talk to the captain for?
Just share some information that we found
Just
and
told you.
see if you might have found anything as well that we can share.
Information, you says. He kind of looks. They all look at each other. One of them kind of makes a nod. One of them jumps inside. It's like, wait here. And a couple minutes later, he pops his head back out. He's like, Captain will see him. They've got information. If you don't, they all kind of.
Understood.
He's like,
Don't we leave?
you kind of walk in, and as you walk in, he's like, all right. Isn't there a shipping builder called All Right?
Yes, sir.
He's like, he didn't tell you if it was him, did he? He's like, no, he just walked inside.
Well, you said we go inside. So
All right.
I guess this is the kitchen.
So basically, there's a guy. He kind of leads you into here. Eyeball. Yeah. He's like, them's the ones. You see the little one-eyed dwarf.
Eyeballs over here.
Yeah, there's a girl dancing. There's,
Sweet.
the place has kind of a mellow tavern vibe in here. And you Lord Dorian Kettle, recognize him. He's like,
Lord Kettle, nice to meet you.
my father said you could see him. No funny stuff, weapons at your side. Like, but you better have good information, better than what we has. Although that remains to be seen. We've got good information ourselves. Up the stairs. Up the stairs with you.
Oh,
Eyeballs. The dwarf's just kind of, he's got this like toothy grin. He's just looking at you like, it's like, you wouldn't want that guy creeping up on you in the dark. He just kind of creeps you out a little bit. Just
in plain sight, he creeps
the
you out.
way he is.
Yeah.
And he's a little uneasy. So there's a door, and there's a person who's up here. He's like, he just points inside the door. And anyway, that's all we know. Look who we have here.
Good day, Lord Kettle.
Captain.
Winston,
Captain?
all right, is it?
Yes, sir.
All
right, shipwright.
I know your father. Seen you work the yard. You was gone for some time. Did you go up to the fancy school up in Materion?
I did. Well, it's something like that. Yeah, I quickly learned that I'm not the best shipwright in town, so I thought I'd try and some other talents that I have.
Ladies, look here. You got a magic man. And they're like, one of them's like, oh.
Magic man, that'd be a good song.
And a couple of other guys, you can tell that these guys are guards, and they're armed, and they're, they look physically adept. Of course, Captain Bob Kettle, he is very physically adept. He's a badass, all things. But he's put down his majority of men who basically challenged him from time to time. And the stories can be pretty wild. But he basically comes off looking like a badass in most of them anyway. He's like, so,
yeah, nice.
Winston, Mr. All Right, they said you have information. Let's hear it.
Well, yes, sir. We're very curious about what happened because, this is my town too, and there's been some stuff happening across the valley. So Mr. Durnevere and I, wanted to kind of put some pieces together and see if we might be able to lend some investigation to what's going on as well. We were fortunate enough to meet with the Potts. We were in a bar and saw them. I thought we'd chat with them, and I thought it only fair that I come by and share with you what we found out as well.
Did you say Durnevere? As in the clinic up in Glissondale, the high mountains?
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Search him. The burly guy next to you just kind of like lift your arms.
I'll do it.
All right. So do you carry any melee weapons or any?
I don't think I have any melee weapons. I'll look.
Melee
I have a dagger +1.
Now they know who you are.
He takes the dagger. He kind of pulls it out. He just shows it to Captain Bob. Bob looks at it. He just sets it on the table in front of you. He's looking around. Do you use an arcane focus or a component pouch?
My staff is my focus.
He's like, the staff. He kind of, Bob's like, set it on the table.
I'll do it.
All right. And the guy turns
So
back. It's
certainly
like that's all he's got on him. He's like, well,
I'll even remove the blue dragon mask. Show my face.
yeah.
So certainly
What
doesn't mean to cause any
what's
alarm.
your charisma?
19.
The girl on the couch kind of leans over a little bit.
Hey, twice in one day.
She's like, you shouldn't be hiding all that behind a mask. He's like, Captain Bob just like looks at her. It's kind of like, yeah.
Control yourself, woman.
Glistendale, I'm not
Yes.
sure I like the sound of this, but we'll heal you
I
information.
mean, we certainly mean you no harm. Certainly understand why you might
course
be
not.
on alert from what we found out. But
I've made
so
myself
let's share
most
with them everything we
vulnerable.
found out. minus the pin, and the phrase. The harp
Okay.
phrase.
My business is
Um,
purely in healing, I promise.
So the phrase, once
like
again,
it.
kind of catches their attention now that you kind of know what you're looking for. He's like,
Yeah.
have any idea what the phrase means for those who hop?
I intend to have my people research it in depth.
So that's a no. Well, me neither.
Currently no.
Mr.
Currently
Donovan, Mr. Allright. That would be new information. Well,
I could
You're
return with
breaking
that
up on me,
information.
man. I don't know if we're getting a storm hit. And it might be knocking out my satellite.
he says, you come from Glissendale. You know what this is? He pulls out a little bitty, small statue of a black cat,
Is it a cat? Yep.
and he sets it on the table.
Yes, actually, I do know what that is.
Thought you might.
I've been struck by the cat man as he goes by.
The
or as
cat
I've
man?
heard him called. Yes.
Yeah. Well, my son's never been to Glissendale. Yet this was on his person, his body. Don't know for what end.
Really?
It radiates a magic, harmless, just simply an enchantable aura. We've had it looked up and
So
down.
Kittle had the cat man on him.
Yes. The cat man is known to steal from people and leave behind a statue of a cat so that he knows whom he's stolen from and not to reoffend.
Really?
Seems to be a thief of some kind of morals, those of which I don't understand.
Well, he
But-
stolen my son's life. How he can't do that and not offend.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the first I've heard of this cat man, if that is who this is, taking a life.
It's a brazen act. And for this, we sworn revenge. Sword's been put at the sides here at Snowshore Harbor. And, well, they say the cat man likes to wear a mask. But fortunately, we think we know who he is. So give me an insight check, both of you. You both have advantage since you've already visited the place.
Natural 20, 26.
Yeah. So it totally, Winston's like trying to go down a different train. Dernavere's like, they totally suspect, they've obviously talked to the cops, put two and two together. Yeah. Dernavere's like, in his mind, he's like Longleaf, and Winston's like, of course.
Longleaf.
You're covering a little bit because you were thinking something else at the moment.
Sorry, my mind drifted.
So yeah.
Yes.
You now have a very strong inkling. They are both like locked in on a target.
Mhm.
Like you're not sure what it is, how they're going to get back at them, but you're like, they're locked in.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you've showed me yours and I've shown you mine. You got anything else?
That's all we have at the moment.
Fair enough.
Well, upon my return to Glissendale, I will research what we have found, and I fully intend to have a conversation with the Longleaves, as it is.
No. Don't be having no conversations with the Longleafs, Mr. Durnavere. We know of your clinic. maybe you just want to leave them a little bit out of the loop until we do Oz investigations for now. I think that's the way
could
it
work with
should
that.
play out. And
I just don't like having a perp in my back door.
nobody wants anyone up the back door.
Yeah, no.
You see the two guys start to.
Chuckle. I will, and I made this same promise to the Pots as well. If Dernavir's investigation uncovers anything, I'll be sure to come by and fill you in as well.
And he kind of rises in his chair a little bit. He's like, has anybody leaks a word of this? And you're like, okay, now you know why he's got a rep. As he draws his rapier, the blade on the rapier is almost a purplish light. It's like it's hard to see if there's any blade at all. As he points it at each of you, he's like, because if we find anybody leaks any words, sets anyone's off, there will be hell to pay. And I'd rather keep the All Right Shipping Company moving right along in the Dernavere Clinic, doing its own business.
Well, we're like-minded, like I said before. Loose lips sinks ships. So yeah, no worries from here.
As he slowly starts to put his blade kind of back in, and just before he kind of finishes, from his other hand, he pulls this instrument, which is kind of in the L shape. He grips it firmly in his palm, and his finger goes through a small loop of iron, resting on a small curve of iron. It's made of a reddish metal, nothing like you've seen before. As he points it around, he's like, because if I find anyone who sets them off before we have our revenge, there'll be hell to pay. And he takes the item and he kind of brings it up to his face, just looking at it. He spins it off of the little iron ring and then puts it back into a leather sleeve, like a wand sheath, just a little bit bigger. He's like, he sits back down. Thank you, Mr. All Right, Mr. Dernavere. This conversation has been pleasant.
Can I do an Arcana check on what he might have done?
Yeah, you can give me an Arcana check.
Oh, nope, not one for a 14, so no, I didn't see shit.
He didn't cast a spell. There was no spell that was cast. You're
Right.
pretty sure of that with a 14, well, unless it was, 5th level or higher, but you've never heard of Bob Kettle being a spellcaster.
Spellcaster. All right, cool.
He's not known to be a spellcaster. Very swashbuckler-esque fighter.
I'm curious what
very
that
fighter.
sword and what that gizmo might have been, but I didn't recognize the gizmo he had, or
Well, the gizmo. Well, you've seen a sword before, and it's obviously magical. Although where the purple comes from, kind of throws you off a little bit. It's like that's different than something you've seen before, and like the red iron, like thing that he had in his other hand. Obviously, he held it like a weapon, pointed it like a wand, except it had these other features on it that wands don't have. Wands are really merely sticks. This thing was metal and round and probably had a little weight to it. He's like, show them the door, show them back out. They can have an ale if they like.
appreciate your hospitality, kind sir, and we'll be in touch if we come up with anything else.
You do
I have
that.
my staff back.
Yes. He's like, the guy hands you, he hands you a dagger and the staff.
I'll put my blue dragon mask back on.
Right. Don't hide that face, love.
That's too funny.
She says you start to walk out.
All right, and yeah, once we exit the manor, I'm gonna be like, man, you better not tell anybody fucking in Pleasantville what the fuck's going on, man.
No,
Don't
my
say nothing.
my facilities will keep their
I think
mouth
our
shut.
lives might be at stake. Yeah, let's keep our lips shut on this one.
Well, as long as I have my staff, I'm good.
Cool.
All righty.
All right. Well, Mr. Denevere, well met. I guess we'll go about our ways. But good adventuring with you again.
Well, where are you going?
I'm going home.
Oh yeah, you live here.
Yeah, are we? I mean, I sit in a
Yep.
bar with you for a while.
That's
and
it. Yep.
reminisce,
You have
and
pretty much
I
investigated
mean,
to
I'll have
your
go
heart's
buy ink
content.
so I can cast teleportation circle again, because
That is
I'm pretty sure
perfectly
that
fine.
wasn't a material before.
Uh,
it's
I
50
think it's
gold
new.
per time. So 50 times 365. Do the math. It's expensive. It's
Yeah,
expensive.
but I don't remember that being there. I think it's I think
Oh,
it
I
was
think it's
added
always
in the
been
new
there,
spell.
man. It's always been there. Yeah, the cost for the inks have always been there.
so
Really?
This
I'll
does
have to go buy
conclude this episode of A Time of Troubles. It has been Deaths in Snowshore. So what comes of this, we will see. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank the players for playing. And stand by, as over the next 2 days, the investigation continues in other parts of the world. So we appreciate you being with us. This has been Shadows of Dawn, and we will see you guys later.
Cool. Good session.
Yep.